event in Monza, Italy. We're just readying up here now into the session. I am joined by MX, who has just popped out for 2 seconds. He'll be with me now in a couple of minutes. So we're loading up here. We have 19 drivers in this very hotly contested Tier 2 championship. It looks like it's going to be a dry session, but it's starting off dry. So I would appreciate anybody let me know what the weather forecast will be like for the 2 sessions, the qualifying and the race. So we have pretty much a full house. We have 2 guys making their debut today. We have Guitar Man Khan making his debut in the Alfa Romeo, and we have Mason 98 making his debut in the Racing Point. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. We've had some cracking races here in Tier 2 this season, the most competitive season that tier that we have. So really looking forward to it. We're at the home of Italian motorsport here. I suppose you could also argue Fiorano as well. But yeah, the Temple of Speed, I think that the top speed they've ever hit is over 360 kilometers an hour, is about 240 mile an hour, so 230 mile an hour. So yeah, we're going to see some flying cars around here, especially into the run up to turn 1 down the main straight. Probably be looking at 119 in around that area for pole position, I would reckon. Maybe even into the 118s. But yeah, at the moment, through 8 rounds, which is 2/3 of the championship. This is just 4 rounds left, including this one. We have 6 Mag leading the World Championship on 244 points. He leads the championship to PLR Crew Steamers, who is 60 points behind. Now, 60 points might seem like a lot, but with the 40 points for a win, it is less than 2 race wins. So it's about a win in a 3rd place, or win in a 4th place, or something like that. Is the difference there? Interestingly enough, 6Mac has 3 pole positions this season. Crew has 1, and just going to flick onto Folksy. He's the first car starting a lap. But they both have 2 race wins each, so it'd be interesting to see. And then Liverpool Fan is rounding out the top 3 of the championship, 155. Then Sadistic King is in 4th on 150. Surprisingly, neither of them have a race win or a pole position, but both do have fastest laps. So top 15 score points. Pole position gets 3 points, fastest lap gets 3 points. So yeah, going to be very interesting. Clement's also on the lap, but we'll stick with Folksy. He'll be the first guy. What he usually does as well, he's usually the first person out on track, so he's living up to his reputation there. Yellow flag in sector 3. A couple of cars around going around the parabolica there, so they're probably just slowing down and getting themselves some space. So let's see what Folksy can do on his first run. Down into the Ascari chicane. You want to take this probably in 5th gear. Down into 4th. Back up to 5th. A little hesitation there mid corner, so he did lose a bit of time there. He's making a run now down into the parabolic corner, probably hitting over 200 mile an hour, 205. Just about. 206 there before breaking down into 5th gear. Now I probably would have went into 4th there, but just he got the drive anyways. And making the run across the line, 119.8. So yeah, we probably will get into the 18s if this is quali 1 first lap. In the 19s already, we'll probably be getting into the 18s later on. Clement wasn't next, he's just coming into the parabolic himself there now. He dropped down into 4th, back up to 5th, using all the track, not really, but taking the shortest distance to the line. Crosses over in a 119.889, apologies. So yeah, there's 2 guys there separated by 0.04 of a second. We have a McLaren coming by, which is ALR Vintage. Is it? No, it was the other. It was the other one starting the lap. So BX Pro to start the lap. Who is next? Is that the? So Mason just went across 123.2. Renault Spec Drive there with a 119.828. So they're all laps coming in, taking fast here now. TKD's in the pits, out laps but for Owen and Simster. BX Pro is on a lap. Everyone else in the pits on an out lap or set a lap, so we'll stick with BX Pro for this. Oh, he's invalidated actually. So yeah, we have seven drivers with a lap time. We have 3 drivers separated by about 0.06 of a second. Then we have a couple of tenths back then to Sadistic 6 Mag, PLR Vintage, and Mason 98, who's making his debut as mentioned earlier. So he has his airs turned off, so it looks like he's coming back into the pits. So bit of a lull here now. Is MX you back with us?
I am indeed. I was just letting you talk. I didn't want to interrupt, but I mean 6/10 between the top three. Sorry, 600
It's pretty good. I'm just on board here with Owen, just on his lap. He's the next driver to start a flying lap here. He had a bit of a moment on exit there coming out of the first chicane, so he did lose a bit of time. He's a 26.494 through the first sector. He didn't really use much of the curb on the left hand side there, so he is being a bit cautious, but you know, we'll stick on board here for the remainder of the lap. Into Lesmo 1 in the 5th gear, didn't really use all the track on the left hand side, could have brought some more speed. The 4th, using the curb there. DRS open, making the run down to the straight. That Lesmo 2, the exit is so important because the time you lose down this straight is massive. He used all of the first chicane there of Ascari, but did run deep, which compromised the exit there of Ascari chicane, making the run now down to Parabolica. Going to brake as late as possible there. Looks like he is suffering from a bit of understeer. The nose isn't going into corners as I'm sure he would like. Going for the closest run to the line, I won 20.6.
Possibly going for lower downforce to try and get high speed around this track, which is
that's it, yeah.
But you do want the nose to go into those points nice.
We'll go with Big Knuckles actually, because Big Knuckles has just started a lap as well now. That was nicely done out there. So I think it was a 26 crew had gotten on first sector time the last time round, so we'll flick it onto the TV cam. He has a bit of traffic now, that's the only problem now with Knuckles. 26.3, so that's a couple of tenths up on what Owen got through the first sector. Kicked up a bit of gravel there on the left hand side. Right. Now Knuckles, he's getting a bit close to the car in front. It'd be great getting the slipstream down here by the Alfa Romeo. It is, I don't know if that Alfa Romeo broke there, but it looked like it was nearly contact between the two. Big Knuckles 53.4 to sector 2. He is purple, using again a little lift. Cars are seeming with probably running as little wing as possible. Cars aren't sticking in the middle of the Ascari chicane, so they're running a little bit wide, which compromises then the exit, and that Williams should not be parked there.
Right on the racing line.
Oh, who is that?
TKD.
It's TKD. So 20.5 there from Knuckles.
That's unfortunate for Knuckles. You know, we had the Alfa Romeo who was kind of on the racing line, really on the left side down the back straight.
Yeah.
And then we had TKD there as well. That's unfortunate.
We'll go on board with the Tang 26.1. That's actually a good sector time through the first two sectors. Sorry, first sector. That's 2 tenths up on what Knuckles got through there. So he's invalidated though. Maybe that's why he is up 2 tenths. He probably cut the first chicane. Cruz on another lap. We'll stick on board then with himself. He is making the run now down to Parabolica. Just going around there. If you just continue on there 2 seconds, I just need to check something.
Problem as he crosses the line, that's a 1:19.7 provisional pole. Q1. Very nice.
19.7. You can see how close it is between the top 4 there. Just over a tenth between 4 drivers. I'm going to flick to Alpha Stuns. He's just in the scare. Oh, again another driver at the second part of it. Just running deep at them, which compromises then the left hand kink in. The drivers have to lift, so they're not able to take it flat. TKD is retired from the session.
Ascari looks like he's crashed out at the end of this Ascari there.
Oh, he has.
Crosses the line. Just there, he goes past his teammate. Yep, just into the barrier. Lost his right front wheel and rear wing as he hit the wall on the exit of the Ascari chicane. Looks like Lemony is going to be going for another lap on these soft tyres.
Who's on board with Simster here, because he's the only driver that hasn't set a lap time that is on track. So just on board with Simster here now. Lemony has a decent time, 20.3. That's not too bad. So Simster's just on the way to Ascari here now, 53.5 through the first two. He kind of kept it a bit tighter. Yeah, it is, and actually there was a bit of understeer, but he done it probably the best that I've seen so far, which shows you how much understeer the guys have been having. But it's a green track, it's going to get rubbered in, so yeah. This is he's using all the track there on the outside, and then he's taking the shortest line to the start finish there with a 20.6. So I think he might have lost a bit of time there the last couple of sectors, because Clement is retired. Is that also in the Ascari? Yeah. This is what happens, and I think this is all stemming from running wide in the second part, because when you run wide, so you take the left hand turn and then you kind of go around the curve on the right hand side, and then you take, so it's like a left right left, and when they run wide on the right hand part of it, it then tightens the left hand turn, which then if you hit that curve, you can unsettle your car, or you can run wide and hit the curb out there and then cause you to hit the wall then. So
Spidey's now on a lap.
yeah, I'm on board with Spidey here. So 26.0, that's a really good first sector time. I'm sure we'll be into the 25s later on, but he's using all the track. He is, yeah. I think it's the Honda engine. I love the Honda engine, the noise of the Honda engine. I do think next year's game is even better for the audio. 52.5, that's really, really good. This looks like it's going to be in the 18s already. And he's kept, you know, he kept far away from that curb.
Yeah, he definitely didn't want to be touching any of those.
Lemony did improve on the second run. He got a 19.9 through his second run there, so that's pretty decent.
I believe that was on through that whole tyre as well, so yeah, it is. He's burning out those tyres, and that's going to be
19.196.
Swiping the floor with the rest of the field at the moment. Wow.
Yeah, now Spidey, just so that everyone's aware, all our viewers are aware, Spidey is reserving in this race. He's a tier 1 driver. He was a tier 1 driver. He is a reserve, but his pace is tier 1. So for some of the guys out there that might be looking at that, getting a bit of a fright, don't be too worried, because Spidey's pace is at the tier up. Yeah. Yeah, that's decent enough. That should put him in the 19s. He stays right and he's straightening up that, the exit. Kept far away from that left hand curve as well, so happy days. He's dropped down into 5th on the power early. Use all the track and then get yourself back to the right. Shortest distance to the line here, 1:19.8. There we go. Wow, it's very, very close.
Second through to 5th, just well under a 10th.
Yeah, 900ths of a second. Yeah, fantastic. We go to the rookie, Guitar Man Khan. He's just started another lap. I'm sure he'd like to get a lap on the board here now.
Sometimes qualified one is all about just getting that time on the board. And,
yeah.
If you need to improve, if you go out again, but just getting that time down is crucial sometimes.
Well, he was 26.4 through the first sector. It's about 4 tenths down on Spidey, but obviously Spidey's at the moment on another level from everyone else. So still a decent time through sector 1, and he took the first chicane, or the second chicane I should say, very well. He used all the curb on the left hand side. So let's see how he finished this lap off. 53.4. A bit of a lock up there into Ascari. He touched that curb on the left hand side, had to lift, so that would compromise. He'd be losing time the whole way down this straight now from that. Down into 5th. Full power, use all the track. Spectre.
Probably going again for another lap by the look of it.
Yeah, potentially could be.
It would explain why he didn't cut into the right. He didn't want to jeopardise the run down to turn 1. His second push lap.
So just a couple of comments there. So Monster said that it's a dry all the way through, so dry qualifying, dry race. Mason said he made a mistake on his first run, and then Crew Steamers as well says that he when he was P1 obviously, so he's P2 now, but he was pretty much slowest in the speed trap. So just goes to show. I always remember, was it the 2011 race where Red Bull they had a decent car, they had a decent they had probably the most grip out of everyone in the 2011 season, but what they actually done around here was, instead of going aggressive with no wing and low downforce, they actually put a bit of downforce into the car, and they were like a second faster through the middle sector, so they were losing time. Yeah, they were losing time through obviously sector 3 and sector 1, but they stuck it on pole, and then were able to build enough of a gap in the race, so that by the time Sebastian Vettel, by the time the DRS came in, started in lap 3, that he already had a gap big enough to protect himself from DRS. So just more than just one way to win around Monaco. So Guitar Man got a 20.8. Sorry, Monza. Yeah. 20.827 P13. So at the moment, TKD and Clement will be out because they haven't set a lap time. Well, Clement might get through, but because of his lap times at 19.8. But at the moment he's in P15, so he could actually stop a driver from getting into Q2. We probably will. A 19.8 puts him in and around. That's actually something as well. I know we were saying was it between second and fifth was less than a tenth of a second. Sure, even if you add Clement's time in 8.89, it's basically a tenth of a second between second and sixth, which is really, really good. Guitar Man is slightly up on his lap time, so we'll stick.
It is too much, especially 7th to 8th. He likes to hold in that last lap after the parabolic, and left it in 7th until he crossed the line. I'm not sure why, but didn't want to take it up into 8th. Yeah, let's see what he does this time. Yeah, he just revs it in 7th.
Yeah, he did improve, but yeah, it's a strange one. All right, so just looking at it, PLR Owen is probably the highest driver. He is the highest driver in the grid that is back out on track. He's a 20.0. I don't know if he's not pushing, so we'll move down to big knockouts here. He is. Oh, we nearly lost it there on the exit. He would have been the third casualty there. Right, Liverpool fans were third in the pits. So we have knockouts now going around the Parabolica. Is he going to go? He is.
Sims has gone out again just in case.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Well, right, okay. So will Simster make it? Simster basically. No, you want only 3 seconds left, so unfortunately he won't make it. Sadistic crossed the line. He's finished his lap. Knuckles did improve. Monster's back in the pits. Guitar Man, he's not pushing. So it's really out. Alpha Stone's up to P8 there, 120.0, and then Mason then is the last driver that can get himself 6 mag. Actually, surprisingly, our championship leader is knocked out of Q1, 20.9. Incredible.
He's not going to be happy with that.
Not at all. So Mason is slightly up on his time. He's up 6 thousandths of a second through the first 2 sectors there. It's not enough to get him into Q2, but it's all about improving, all about building up your experience. So keep pushing. Let's see what you can do here.
Oh, Big Knockos has crashed. He's retired. So
yeah,
getting through. That's 2 people. There'll only be 13 people now that are actually going to be putting in a lap time.
Yeah, and Knuckles was in P13 or P11 or something like that. So he was safe. There was only going to be. The only person that was going to knock him out would have been Mason. Well, he wouldn't even get knocked out. There was no chance of him getting knocked out. The only person that could have got out of Q1 was Mason. But with his lap times, he wasn't going to be getting anywhere near the cut-off of a 120, a high 120. He's 2 seconds off there. So,
I'm not sure why he's done that. But that's
yeah.
For Knuckles. Yeah, I mean. P1 into Q1 is Spidey with over a 5/10 gap to P2 Crew, and then down from there, obviously Liverpool fan, Spectrive, Folksy, and Owen all within a tenth of each other. P2 to P6. Lemony just outside as well. Same with Alpha Sons. Sadistic P9. P10 is BX. 11 is Monster. 12 Simpster, and 13 Tarman Khan. 14th, 15th place, both retired, so they will not take part in Q2. And knocked out is 6mag, the championship leader so far. Quite a surprise on that. Vintage, Mason, and TKD.
Are you friends with TKD? Can you invite him in just in case because he did get disconnected, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah. Right, so here we go, Q2, 13 drivers. So 2 drivers did get through, but unfortunately they we had, what was it, 4 drivers, 3 drivers, 3 drivers lose it in the exit of Ascari. So we're down to 13 drivers here. What this does, what this opens up is, well, it's the ability for drivers to get through on the medium tyre. If you think about it, the likes of 6mag, and that's a big shocker. Championship leader has been knocked out of Q1, so that, you know, that helps these other drivers get through into Q3 on these medium tyres. There's only going to be 3 drivers knocked out, so instead of having to be faster than 5 drivers, and if you look at the guys that were knocked out, Clement, Knockos, and 6mag, I think they're all in the top 10 of the championship. So. They're all guys that you would expect to be in Q3, so this makes it a little bit easier for guys to get through on the medium tyre.
Yeah, there were a lot of surprise dropouts. I mean, 6mag looking at it right now, absolutely ridiculously out in front, but it's all about now Crew just keeping it clean.
That's it.
Q3, getting himself a good position on the grid, and as I say, keeping a clean race and trying to make amends and catch up to 6mag. In the championship chase here, there's still all to play for, so
that's it. Okay, we stick on board with Folksy here, starting his lap. As we said there, Folksy's always first one out. It does help being in the Alfa Romeo that you're at towards the end of the the pit lane, but he pretty much never fails. One sec here. You keep going there, MX.
Yep, no problem. Very nicely done there from Folksy, as he's about to head up into the chicane now. Let's see whereabouts he brakes just after 100 metre board. Yep, just as you hit 100 metre board, third gear runs it a little bit deep.
Can you hurry up your mic, MX? They find it very hard to hear you, mate.
My microphone one.
Yep. I'll continue on while you're looking after that. Right, so Lesmo 2, all about nailing that exit, getting into the DRS zone and making that run down to Ascari. You're going to be hitting 210 mile an hour, at least 212 there. Down into 5th, use as much care as you want, as much on the left there. He's run wide again. There's another driver just understeering through Ascari. It's been one of the continuous teams of this qualifying session now. So he's just coming into the Parabolica.
Katarman's the only one that hasn't invalidated his lap at the moment.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's true.
And BX have both invalidated, so Katarman will be the first to put time on the board.
Yeah, let's have a look. 54.1 through the first 2 sectors, so it isn't going to be the fastest time of the session, but yeah, 21.5 gets him on the board. Who is next? It's a Red Bull, a Spidey, not Spidey, Spectrive, yeah.
Invalidation.
Invalid, yeah.
Invalidated. Liverpool fan coming up to the Parabolica now.
And he's on his first lap there, right? We'll keep stick on board with him. 52.9, that's good. He went on for the softs. So this track, it is a pretty easy one-stop strategy. 119.9 there from Liverpool. It is a pretty straightforward one-stop strategy. I suppose if you start on the mediums, you could do a medium soft. I think the people on the softs, you know, it's a pretty easy soft hard strategy. If soft medium is possible too, but you'd need safety cars to, you know, to extend that soft stint at the start.
Here, I've raced here a few times, and every time I've opted for the medium to soft strategy, and it's paid off well. Every time I've tried that, so I
Big
think
Pro, another casualty
me,
to Scary. I think we should just watch every car that's going through Scary. Just you know, just flick. All right, here's someone in the Scary. Right, I'm on board with Spec Drive through there. Right, who's next going through a Scary? That the Haas, is it? Yellow flag sector 2 and 3. That's right. I just someone slow on the run up to a Scary as well.
Oh no, he's just warming up his tyres again by looks of things.
Spec Drive P2.
Yeah. For myself, personally, I would say medium to soft is probably the best, as you do get a lot of speed in that last stint.
Yeah. Especially if people are on soft hard strategies, you'd be 2 tyres softer, and you know they'd probably be quite old as well, so you'd be flying. There'd be no stopping you.
That's exactly that. And of course, if the safety car does come out, if people do go onto the soft, you instantly gain the track position as well.
That's it.
Getting the medium tyre. So as well as having the track position, you get a faster stint at the end of the race. So
yeah, just on board here with Crew. He just gone through with Scary there. He took that nice and tidy. He did have to lift a little bit in the middle, but I think that's been a team through everybody, so it's not like he lost that much time there. But yeah, around Parabolica on the exit. Folks, he has a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Guitar Man Can. So Crew there, 20.6, so he's the fastest driver at the moment on the medium tyre. To be honest, like we had so many drivers in the 19s in Q1, I don't know if these times are safe. I don't know, I'd be quite worried if I was on the medium tyre around here now. I'm just going to flick the Alpha Stones. He is on a lap and he's just coming around the last corner here now.
looks like a parabolic.
Here we go.
His lap time a little bit there.
Yeah. So Guitar Man is retired. Where did he retire on track?
Down the back straight, I looked at it, there's an Alfa Romeo.
It's in a straight line. That's a strange one, all right there.
No, it's Crew. No, it looks like he maybe crashed at the bridge because he is just sat still.
Alright.
That's an interesting one. We'll have to maybe have a look back at that at some point.
Yeah. This is strange. He had that incident there with Folksy, and then yeah.
Oh, it looks like Crew and Monster. I'm not sure if they managed to get the slipstream on purpose there, but Crew is 4 tenths up. This is going to be a very nice lap time of 120.1. Not bad for those medium compounds.
I hear, knowing the two of those wily old foxes, I'm guarantee you there was a bit of Valtteri Bottas give me a toe moment there now. Bit of like shades of Baku there now.
It's just this time Mortza didn't give the rest of the pack a toe alongside his teammate.
That's it, yeah. Right, so who's out on statistics on a lap? We'll flick onto himself there. He's on the medium tyre. Yep, he's on the medium tyre. The graphic says he's on the softs. Do I have fitted on? Do I have best? I'll go to fitted. Right. Even though he doesn't have a lap time, so I don't know why it says that his best time is on the softs when he doesn't have a lap time set. So he took that nice and tidy there. Then had the lift in mid corner. Making a run now, last corner now. I have to say, when I was at Monza, that grandstand just to his right there was where myself and Lemony Tang were situated watching the 2012 Monza Italian Grand Prix. Wow. Unfortunately, a certain McLaren driver that year who has now won 98 Grand Prix ended up winning that race. But yeah, it was still a great experience, and I definitely recommend if you can go. It's a fantastic Grand Prix to attend.
I mean, with the world conditions, or you know, the way the world is at the moment, I'm hoping by maybe the end of the season, but I'm not sure. Hopefully next F1 season, I'm going to try and get myself to as many of the European races as I possibly can. Spain's definitely on there. Barcelona. I a couple of years ago stayed in the city We're in the town of Catalunya, just on the coast, Malgrat de Mar, not too far
Lovely.
away from the not too far away from the track. Went to see it, but unfortunately there wasn't the Grand Prix that weekend. But I'm definitely going to head back to watch the race there. And yeah, as you say, come to Monza, because I mean, what a track.
Excellent stuff. I know that there was early talks of when COVID lifts and we can all go back to Grand Prix, that we'll have a PLR trip to a race somewhere, probably somewhere in Europe. Even though most people are situated in the UK, it's actually more expensive to go to Silverstone than it is to take a trip to Spa or something like that, you know. So the Simpson's gone P7 there, but 21.265. So at the moment, with the two guys are retired in this session, and we only had 13 in the session in the first place, we will only have one person knocked out. So if you really realistically think about it, you know, the guys up there in the 19s, you know, if everyone starts flicking over to the soft tyre, I suppose it puts these guys on the mediums in a bit of pressure there, you know, to go back out on soft. But I think Crew's pretty safe there on the medium tyre with a 20.1.
Yes, I'd say Crew's safe. Looking at it right now,
I think top tier are safe. They don't have to go back out, really.
Looks like Folksy, Spidey, Monster, Owen and Alpha Stuns have that soft tyre compound ready to go out.
Yeah.
The Q2 in a moment. Spectre did have his soft, but I think looking at that time he realised that he's possibly safe, so he doesn't want to jeopardise that medium time that he has. So strategy's come into play here, and they're really trying to play their cards as close to the chest as they can.
Folks, he's just coming around the last corner now. He's on soft. He was flying through the first two sectors. He was in the 52.7 through the first two sectors. Crossing the line now. 19.6. There you go, Folksy.
Very nice.
P1. I have to say, Folksy joined there. He was in Tier 3 last season. He joined last season, and his improvement from last year to this year has been really, really impressive. So fair play to him. Showing that he really deserves to be in this tier. And, you know, and he's putting it up there with the top guys, and he's occasionally there fighting for podiums and wins, so fair play.
Yep.
Fair play. So who else is there on track? Simpson's on a lap. Is he going for another lap on those tyres? No, he's not. He's 17 seconds down, so he's not. Everyone's in the pits. Everybody actually is in the pits. There's no one out on track. So at the moment, Spidey and PLR Owen have not set a lap time. So will one of them put, you know, knockout Monster, knockout Sim? They're kind of the guys at the moment.
Quite possibly.
I suppose it's quite close. If you look at it from statistic down, it is very close. It's, you know, pretty much a 21.1 for statistic, a 21.1 for Lemony, a 21.2 for Alpha, a 21.2 for Simster, and then a 21.3. So yeah, very, very close. PLR owns on an outlap, Alpha Stone's on an outlap, Lemony Tang is on an outlap. So we'll have a look and see who is
looking at fitted tyres. Spidey and Owen haven't set a lap time. Both have the soft, like I say, equipped. Monster still in the pits, have the soft equipped, and Lemony and Alpha, I think, are a bit worried about their time, so have the soft equipped as well. Spectre and Crew have it equipped, but I'm sure they're not going to want to go out until they know that they might have to, because I think they want to start on those mediums.
Yeah, so and you don't want to waste a set softs. Now, they might go in and see how it's going. There could be another casualty at Ascari, and, you know, that could make it safe for them then. So they could abort a lap. Realistically, you don't want to put any anywhere on the tyres, but, you know, if you were to just do an outlap and box, you know, you could use those tyres for your first run in Q3, and then you'd be happy to, you know, it wouldn't cause you much time. But I'm on board with Alpha Stones. He's the first driver to be out on track on this last run in Q2. He's just out of the first chicane there, making the run around Curva Grande, where Sebastian Vettel made a fantastic overtake of Fernando Alonso, where Alonso pushed him onto the grass. Very dirty by Alonso, as usual, but you know, the four-time world champion, 53 Grand Prix wins, you know, the record holder for the most consecutive wins in a row, nine race wins in a row, joint record holder for the most wins in a season, 13. I know the list can go on and on, but sure, here we're not here to talk about Sebastian Vettel, we're talking about Alpha Stones here now. He's up a second on his lap time through sector 2 into Ascari. That looked nice and tidy there, using all the track.
Lap is looking very, very
it is, it's looking very, very good. Yellow flag, sector 2, where is that? I think it's just a Red Bull getting out of the way, out of Lesmo. It's probably Spidey, is it? No, Spidey's in the pits. Spidey's not setting a lap time, fair play to him.
Spectre's moving out of the way of, looks like Owen, that'd be.
Right. Sadistic bins, did he? Or no, he just retired, sorry, apologies, no binning. Alpha Stuns. What happened there with Alpha Stuns? It had a little glitch moment there, yeah, but 20.0, 20 dead, pretty much. Puts him P3. Right, so it's really, so actually everyone's safe because Owen's not, well actually, sorry, yeah, there's a PLR on now. Everyone's safe now because Spidey is, it's kind of anticlimactic there now. Everyone's out there doing a lap, but they don't even need to, because Spidey's not setting a lap time. Guitar Man Can is out, BX Pro is out, so yeah.
Now this is where we see if the boys up top, you know, like Crew. Is it Spectrum as well? Whether they keep them. I mean, yeah. You know, if Monster backs out, he can keep his medium lap time here. All these drivers can back out and keep the medium tyres for the race if they want
definitely. To. Crew is coming back to the pits. He's well aware. They're all well aware.
The AlphaTauris.
Well, the only thing is, Crew was coming back into the pits, but then I think the AI took over and it brought him across the line. But yeah. There we go. Is Lemony on a lap? No, everyone seems to be. Yeah, everyone seems to have stopped pushing. Yeah, well, Owen's still pushing actually. Owen still has his airs fully on there, and looks like he's pushing it. So we'll see what he does. Does he want? Actually, just want to double check what tyre he set his best on, as it is.
It was soft.
It was soft, right?
So nothing to lose for him here if he does.
Yeah.
This time.
20. He was slightly slower, so.
Now Spectre invalidated. Yep, Lemony invalidated.
Yeah.
There we go. Q3's all set and ready.
All done and dusted. Q3, yeah. So there we have it. I think Spidey's going to try to make a run for P1 from P12 of the grid.
Almost getting Guitar Man Khan there, even though he's set laps on the mediums before he crashed out, is on a strategic pole. So, we've got to remember as well, was it Spidey that had a 5-place grid penalty, so it'll be P17.
Spidey doesn't have a 5-place grid penalty. We didn't have any penalties from we had 2 races in a row in tier 2 with no reports
no, not on this. I mean, he rear-ended someone, didn't he? Was it Guitar Man?
I think it was Folksy. It was Folksy and Guitar Man Can. Yeah. I'm just going to flick onto the Discord there and see if there is any mention of what happened there. Tier 2 chat.
No toe was given to Crew.
You don't have to be too close to a car to get a tow. What they were saying, I know now this is real life to the game, and I don't know how accurate the model is, but what they're saying in Baku, even a car 4 seconds up the road is still giving you a 2/10 of a second down the straight. So yeah, there we go. So Folksy is true, but he does have a 5-place grid penalty. So the top 4 all true on softs. So that means that Crew, Specdrive, Sadistic, Lemony Tang, Sim and Monster are all starting the race on the medium tyre. It does open up strategy for them. They can go, you know, especially if there's an early safety car, they can go longer, go onto the soft tyre, or if they, you know, they might want to go medium hard, which I wouldn't recommend, but you know, it's there. And then obviously the guys on the softs, you know, I suppose they can go soft, medium, or soft, hard. So yeah, there's a lot of you know, nice split strategy between the top 10. It's unfortunate for folks. Yeah, we didn't miss it on stream what happened, but yeah, it's a pity because he looks like he's definitely up there fighting for pole. So MX, it's that time of the race. Who is your pound on for pole position?
I think I'm going to have to go just from his sheer pace. Q1.
He's not in the lobby.
I'm going to say Crew.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just from the pace that I've seen in the last 2 qualifying sessions.
Yeah. I think if Spidey was here, I think obviously with Spidey's time in 19 was a 19-1 in Q1, that would have been probably the most obvious choice. But considering he's not here, it opens things up. I actually think, looking at that pace there, Folksy has a really good shot. I know, like, so what I'm saying is Folksy does have the 5 place grip penalty, but if he gets P1 on track, technically he gets the pole position, you know what I mean? So I'm going to say, I'm going to go with Folksy getting the P1 on track. But unfortunately, you know, if he does get P1 on track, he'd be starting P6. So, yeah. Very interesting. There actually is quite a lot of guys that are in there. Liverpool's in there as well. I think the likes of Sadistic and Spectrive. There's a lot of drivers there that are competing for the pole position.
I think Crew may just dip into the high 18s, 18.8 I'm saying, for his time on pole.
Potentially so. Potentially so. I think our tier 1 was in the 17s. I think the Alien Assassin, who got pole position there in tier 1 by 2.2 seconds there on Monday on a wet track. Incredible stuff. But here it's tier 2 and we're just on board with Folksy. He's just going to be coming around the last corner now to start a lap time. So what will he be hitting? Will he be hitting 210, 215 mile an hour coming down here?
215 is normally optimal pace to hit.
215, yeah, 215, and then he broke there. He actually took that first chicane pretty nicely. Can't see much wrong there. He's making the run now through Curva Grande. Yellow flag sector 3, I think it's just, yeah, that's parabolic. People just giving each other space. Yep. Right, how does he take this chicane? To use the curb, he does use a good bit of the curb. That's nice. That's nice. Let's see his line here through Lesmo down into 5th. They are still understeering quite a lot. Down into 5th again. Down into 4th.
Hot pedal there as well.
Yeah. So another long straight here, 210, 212 mile an hour. How was he taking? He ran deep in the first part of Ascari onto the curb. He's after invalidating ever so slightly on the exit. In real life, that would still be a valid time. Looking at exactly what happened there, that would not have been deleted in real life for sure. It is what it is. Who is next? That's Simster next, is it? Yeah.
Invalidation.
Simster, it has invalidated. Spectrive.
Waiting for them. Obviously, from what we've seen so far of the early release, the next game, I'm still waiting for him to add a corner cutting, what's the word, option as realistic. I'll get him.
Can you get, yeah, cheers. Spectrive first driver, set a lap time in 19.7. Who is next as they're coming thick and fast behind? We have the 2 Ferraris line astern. Sadistic at 22. Oh, Liverpool fan at 19.3. So that's the second best lap time we've seen so far. Just behind Spidey's 19.1. Who is next? We have... There is that Alpha Stunts. Yeah, Alpha Stunts crossing the line. Then it's PLR on. Big Pro's back. I was an invalidation by Alpha Stunts. Owen has not invalidated. He's making a run out to the line at 19.20, 0.016. Jack, I think your mic's still quite low.
Yeah, I saw that. I've popped it up a couple of notches again. Hopefully it's not low anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it happens.
Right. Alpha Stunts left the session. Oh.
I'll get him back in as
They're all dropping. They're all dropping. Who is next? It's a Spectrive. I think he's on an in lap. He won't be pushing again, will he? He's still pushing, is he? Oh, he's up 3/10 too. So this could put him in and around Liverpool fan. He's boxing.
Wow.
That's actually quite surprising. You're not going to be using these tyres next time round. I think Crew's the only driver on a lap that hasn't set a lap time, so yellow yeah, right, just cars getting out of the way, I think there. How's Crew going to go on here?
Not the 18.8 I was talking about.
No, it's 23.1.
Just warming up.
Pulling a trick out of the Mercedes book in Baku. Did you notice that they were the only team to do 2 warm-up laps before their flying lap? Yes. So that's something that it's pretty interesting there.
Seems to be a reoccurring thing for them, doesn't it? They like to their tyres don't get up to temperature too quickly with the build of their car, so they have to do 2 flying laps to try and get them to the temperature of what other cars can get, which is also the demise, of course, for Hamilton hitting that magic button. That's what ultimately cost him the race as well.
We were talking about the magic button there in the Tier 1 race, and I actually just pulled a number out of thin air, and it actually pretty much was pretty accurate. That magic button moves the brake bias to about 75% to the front, so he basically had no rear tyre. So that's why when he put foot on the brakes, crew was invalidated.
Complete lock-up. Oh wow,
so,
yeah.
So crew was 23-1 in the Scary, I think it was.
The maximum on this game is a 70% front,
yeah.
So it's even higher than what the actual maximum is
in the game,
just on a game. So you can imagine how hard that must have been to. It was almost inevitable he was not getting out of that lockup.
I was looking at the button actually as well. I was watching a video and they were showing his restart, and so when he parked at the grid on his grid slot, he puts his left hand, so the button is above the left gear, so it'd be his downshift hand,
isn't it?
But it's just above it, but it's not really close to where your finger would be unless you actively got to press it. But he puts his hand on the top of the steering wheel, and they reckon when he puts his hand there was when he accidentally hit the button, but that's what they say. But
I heard it was there, or also possibly when he saw Perez go across, he panicked, and as he was downshifting to avoid that, he may have clicked it then. But as you say, there's too much.
That's what I heard initially. That's what I heard initially. What you said, but then from looking at the analysis of his onboard, I think they think that it's more likely.
A 7-time world champion has more composure than someone slightly gliding across into his path. He's had that many a time in his racing career, so
yeah, I hear they all can make mistakes, and
I agree,
everyone can.
Completely.
I just find it quite surprising that the team boss says 7-time world champions don't make mistakes and make excuses for Hamilton, but when Valtteri missed his perfect grid slot by about 5%. Lemony's around, he's into the wall, and he's out. I was on board for that one. Lemony, you'd be delighted with that. That was caught live on stream. Global, round the world have seen Lemony hit the wall in the Scary.
Smile for the camera.
Anyone on a lap? No. So we have top 7 that have set lap time. At the moment, Liverpool fan is the fastest. Folksy is in P2, 19.5. Spectrive's about to start, and the rest of them are in the pits. He's gone out quite early now. I just hope that he doesn't catch. I suppose he'd be okay. He'd be alright. There is a car just in front of him. Yeah, I just hope he doesn't cruise away. I'm sure he is. I think Spectrive hit the gravel on the exit there of the first chicane.
We have the AlphaTauri of Monster and Mercedes of Alpha Stunned yet to set a lap time. And Spectrive looks like he's backing out of that lap. Yes.
Yeah, I thought he would. There was quite a substantial error there in the chicane, so I did think that he would have restarted. I assume Simpson's coming in. Yeah, he is. He's on. So everyone's either in the pits. Crew will be the first driver to set a lap time.
To come out the pits now.
This is the issue for Crew now. He's starting this lap probably in the next 30-40 seconds, and then you'll have drivers coming out of the pits on their outlap. And Lemony just explained what happened. Wide on entry on that curb on the curb too much and ran out of talent. Yep. But in fairness, Lemony, you're like the 6th driver to do it, 5th or 6th driver to do it. So, only human. So here's Crew.
Unforgiving, that curb.
It is.
That whole Scary chicane, very unforgiving.
In the 2019 game, I DNF'd hitting the wall. I think it was 5 miles an hour. I lost it on exit, slid across the line, I slid across onto the grass and hit the wall. No joke, 5 mile an hour, and DNF'd. Wheel just came off.
I had that a few weeks ago at a race in Japan. We going through the S's. I slide into the gravel, and I scrape the wall, like you say, at about 15 miles per hour, so very, very slow. As soon as I knock it into reverse and drive backwards, my front wing and front wheels just fall off my car. So not even from the impact, they just give up, just fall off completely when I'm reversing at 3 mile an hour through gravel. So yeah, this game is
yeah,
fixable. Say that much.
That's
Wait
it.
until the next one comes out. Thankfully, not long now.
Let's see how Crew goes through the first 2 sectors. He is at 52.60, 1.3 seconds up on his own lap time, which would put him that'll put him in the 20s though. So let's see how he finishes this lap off, because right now it's not good enough for pole. But let's.
It would only take him to P6, I believe. That one.
Yeah.
It'd still be 120.5. 1.3 or 1.6. I can't remember now.
So in and around
120.5.
17, 18, 19, 4, P2. So yes, so it was 3 point. That it ended up being 3.6 seconds. So he obviously lost time and he had backed out. So that's why his last sector was slow. So there we go. So there is Crew a 19.4, Liverpool fan a 19.3, Spectre of a 19.5. Folkesy's still in the pits. So Folkesy only done 1 lap. Who is next? Did you say is a Ferrari Sadistic? Is it? It is Sadistic. Yeah, he's 1.4 up. He's 1.4 up, so that'll put him into the 20s, but probably high 20s. Let's see how he gets on here.
How Sadistic done? 1:19.9. Good lap, Mortster. Yeah. Oh, Alpha Sons didn't set a time at all. Mortster. Let's see his only lap time that he's able to set.
Yeah, on board with him now.
And he gets a 1.
Looks like Liverpool binned it in Ascari. I had a quick look down there, and there's a yellow flag in Ascari, and it's a Ferrari, and he's out of it. I genuinely think there was 6 drivers. We lost 2 in each qualifying session. Yes. So Monster got a 19.9 as well. So there's another fantastic drive there from himself to top 6. So there we have it. Liverpool is. What is it with Ferrari and getting pole positions and also DNFing on track? So. But unfortunately, with the yellow flags in the game, they don't actually slow you down. You know what I mean? Like if in real life, if you had a double wave yellow, you'd have to slow and prepare to stop. Where in this game, you could just go absolute full beans and not have to lift at all. So there we have it. There's our top 10. We have Liverpool fan, Crew Steamers, Spec Drive, Folkesy, Simster Crazy in P5, Sadistic King in P6, Monster in P7, PLR Own in P8, Lemony no time, P9, Alpha Stuns P10 no time. So what I was going to say there is, we lost Liverpool fan and Lemony to Ascari in Q3. We lost was a Knockos and somebody else in Q2. We lost Clement was Q1. Clement and it was a Clement and Knockos in Q1. We'll find out now in a moment's time. But there we have it.
Just 7/10 between the top 8. Good attempt from everyone there.
Yeah, and I'm sure anybody in the top 5 there feels that, if you're 3/10 off pole, you can go, right, did I lose 3/10 somewhere, and you could call back a moment during that lap and say, right, have I done this here, have I done that there? It's
all about analysis and learning from that now. Unfortunately, Lemony didn't get a time as he retired. Alpha Stuns also didn't get a time for a reason that I'm not sure. I'm not sure why.
Good man, Bruce. I'm P1 LOL. Yeah, fair play, buddy. Fair play. So Bruce is a former Tier 2 champion in our Season 2, I think it was. Yes. It would have been Tier 2 Season 1, but it would have been our overall PLR Season 2. So let's see what he can do with that. He is P3 in the championship, so with 6 mag starting out, he's for the likes of himself and Crew to close that gap down to P1 of the championship. So it's really, really interesting. I'm sure 6 mag will want to he'd be probably in damage limitation mode here and try to get back up through the field, score as much points as possible. Remember, we do get 3 points for fastest lap as well, so there is a bit of an incentive to do that. Anyone in the so our top 15 score points, so anyone who scores is in the points paying positions can score points for fastest lap. So let's see how this goes. Just waiting for the guys to so we are starting up here. This is the formation lap. We have the Ferrari starting first. I'm just going to flick the tyres just to see how we are getting on. So Clement is starting on the hard tyre. So that's an interesting one there from P4. Will be a great shout.
10 medium tyres, 9 softs and 1 hard.
Right.
Run down.
Spidey's been disqualified straight away. I don't know, maybe he just didn't leave the grid. It looks like he did. He's quite just past the line there, but he'll have really cold tyres, so just avoid Spidey into turn 1 would be my advice. So Liverpool, interesting enough, Liverpool fan is the only driver in the top 6 to be starting on soft. The next 5 are all on mediums. Then PLR, Folksy and Alpha. So Folksy obviously dropped down to P9 with that 5-place grid penalty. So there we have it. So outside the top 10 you have 11 and 12 starting on fresh mediums. BX Pro going aggressive there on the softs.
The first stint now for Liverpool fans, sorry to interrupt you there,
you're right.
Just as a quick pick up, the first stint for him now will be all about getting a good getaway and bridging that gap to P2 on the mediums and just trying to see how far he can get, knowing that his last stint will be on that slower tyre compared to the soft runners.
Another point as well I'll make, just about like BX Pro, say in 13th here, starting on softs. The benefit of starting on fresh softs, obviously he'd be faster than the guys in, directly in front of him with the tyre advantage. But strategy wise, say if you get a safety car late enough that you can stop onto a set of mediums to get you to the end, but the guys on mediums can't get to the end on soft, they'd have to go to hards, and then he could go onto a set of mediums to the end, where then you'd have a pace advantage too. So there are benefits as well by starting on softs. The hards, obviously Clement would be looking to go really long and go onto the softs at the end. From the likes of 6 Mag and TKD, we'd be looking to get these mediums as far as possible into the race and change the softs.
I had a very similar race earlier actually at Spa. Safety car come out, I started on a medium tyre, managed to work my way up to first place under safety car, but because the tyre switch over to medium was perfect, but I couldn't make it to the end on
lights
softs,
are crimping down. Right,
so
we're having the light glitch at the moment. The lights are out and away we go. Looks like a good start here by Crew looks like he's going to be he's definitely side by side. There's a lot of cars going forward. It looks like we're 4 wide at the back here. The concertina, there's a Haas gone straight. That big Knockos that was, I think Knockos forgot where his brake pedal was. That was particularly bad there. Reminded me of, was it Force India that went straight across the curb there a few years ago? It could have been Truly or something. I know he wasn't in the Sauber, but or Force India. Anyways, we keep going. How are we getting on here? Who's making moves?
Luckily, but Liverpool fan turned in on him quite violently.
So we have big Knockos up 9 positions from that cut of turn 1. He does have a 5-place grid penalty, and I'm sure there might be reports later on in the race. We have Folksy up 4 positions as well, so he basically has made his positions back from that penalty, and he is right up the back of Sadistic King as well, so he could make back his penalty straight away. Then you have Owen making a move on Knockos here as well. There's a bit of a gap from Liverpool to Crew.
Sims has had a nightmare. He's spun by looks of it at Scary as well, down 15 places since the start of the race. Wing plate left wing plate damage for him as well. Right. Hope that doesn't hurt him too much.
Alpha Stone's pit and TKD is pitting. There's a lot in the pits. Alpha Stone's, TKD, Mason, Monster, all in the pits, and I'm sure a few of them were caught up with that turn 1 incident with Knockos there. I think it was Knockos. It was definitely a Haas, and I think he's the only Haas on the grid today because Killer J is not racing. So just bear with us a moment, guys, while the the telemetry. It's the usual lap 2 telemetry glitch where positions are moving all over the place and we're not actually getting an accurate reflection of where everyone is positioned. So I think everyone bar Simster's in the right position. Is saying that Simster's P1 when obviously he's just come out of the pits and he's last. But Liverpool fan is in the lead. And he is just making the run there. There's a yellow in sector 1. Let's see who that is. So the guys that made a stop are Alphastone's TKD, Monster, Mason 98 and Simster. Unfortunately Simster still shown to be in P1, but I'm sure it will correct itself when we cross the line. There we go, it's back to normal now. So there we go, Liverpool has already extended the gap out to 2 seconds now. We do have to remember that Liverpool fan is running the soft tyre. We do have a yellow flag in around Lesmo Green. I think it's the likes of Mason. Oh no, Mason, it looks like he has. I say what's happening as well. Well, he has no airs in overtake, but I reckon the tyres are screaming. They're probably overheating itself, and you know, once those tyres are overheating, you're losing it.
I would just like to point out, Liverpool fan in 3 laps has made a 3-second get. That's a second. Second a lap.
We do have to take into consideration though with that is he is on softs. Yeah, he is on softs.
Yeah, but
so
he's doing the job that he needed.
He's doing the job. Yeah, he is doing what's required. Get that gap now, and he has a 3-second penalty. Maybe he's pushing too much. So now Crew and him are a net 0.2 of a second between each other at the moment. So. He needs to keep the head down and keep pushing and pull out that gap a little bit more. Specdrive is keeping with Crew and they're both on the same tyre, so that's interesting. Folksy is, as I said, he made back his 5 positions, his 5 place grid penalty in 1 lap. He's up to P4. PLR own is in P5, made up 2 positions. Knockos, yeah, he's still there. I don't know how he doesn't have damage, but he's still there. Still racing away in P6. He does have a 5 place penalty for that incident in lap 1 turn 1, but I'm sure we will be taking a look at that after the Grand Prix. BX Pro, he has 10 seconds, right? Maybe he got 2 for the first moment. Maybe it was a 10-second he got. I thought it might have been 5, but we can double check the penalties. If you actually can check the penalties there. Crew now has a penalty. That's so back to status quo between the first 2. It's now back to a 3.8 second, 3.9 second lead. TKD's flying with a 22.8. There's actually quite a lot of. There is a gaggle of cars all behind the BX Pro Truly train at the moment, is it? Yeah, look at this. So from BX Pro back, they're all in a DRS train here. Now Specdrive, so the top 3 are pushing. Oh, inside what a move! Is he going for the move? Oh, that was very, very close. That was nearly a fantastic move by Sadistic there. But yeah, he slipped back underneath, get the DRS. There's a lot of errors there as well. He's making a move. He has no errors actually.
BX Pro 0 ERS for Sadistic, and BX Pro is about to get the DRS with 70 ERS.
Yes.
Sadistic's just,
I think Sadistic's forgotten he's left it on overtake. And he just turned it off there. But there we go. Here's a great battle going back. And there's another Owenham Knuckles having moves up front as well. But we'll stick with these because we have 5 cars. Oh, yes.
Beautiful move.
Beautiful move by Lemony there. This is where the action's at. Again, Tier 2 showing us how it's done. And Clemens making good moves there on those hard tyres up to P10. 6 mags up 5 positions to the P11. Now he's lost a position to Spidey. Spidey to P11. So 6 mags dropped down to P12. Sorry, we have the hit into the back of Clement there. Don't think he was expecting. I think that's a bit of the tyre difference there. Clement on the hard tyre, Spidey on the mediums there. Just wasn't expecting that. Oh, Sadistic and Lemony down in. Oh my God, that was very, very close. Great driving there. We just caught the end of that. Lemony Tang ran wide and got a 3-second penalty there. Mr. Penalty adding 1 to the record today. Let's see how it goes. So he should have a great run now. Does he have much? He has more. Oh, we're scrolling the wrong way. In around the same overtake, the same amount of VRS left. So let's see how this goes. there's actually so many battles all around. I don't know which way to move, but we'll keep sticking with this battle because this is the closest action on track. Lemony's just get. Does Lemony? I think Lemony forgot his brake pedal there as well. He took evasive action and he is getting out of the way. I know he did get a 5-second penalty. I'm sure he'd be kicking himself for that one. Again, like, we keep catching Lemony on making mistakes on screen. I'm sure he'd be not happy with that one. Right, is there a move just going on in the background there? 6mag, I thought 6mag might have been making a move there on Clement.
He's got to move up to the first Lesmo. Spidey onto Sadistic, keeps the inside, both in each other room. Well driven there.
Yeah.
Second Lesmo, can he hold it? He does.
He does, just looking back. Oh, there's a bit of end play. I think Lemony hit the back of Sadistic there. I think Sadistic's line was compromised because of Spidey. And
says I'll have that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well says I'll have some of that. Within a lap, Lemony gets, what was that, 10 seconds of penalties and wing damage.
Yeah. Alphastone's DNF, where did that happened? Just on the exit of the chicane. It's a strange one. Safety car. Right, lap 7. I actually said lap 7 earlier on when I was talking about drivers on the soft tyre. Lap 7 would be a good opportunity to come in for medium tyres, get 20 laps in the medium.
That Liverpool's just gone right past the pit lane as the safety car's called out. But
right.
It looks like they might be able to go around again. The safety car's only just out, so he will have another lap before he gets picked up.
Yeah, he will. Right, pits. Everybody is pit. Clement is Crew's pit. Everybody's pitting probably to the hard tyres and the mediums.
Drive through penalty.
He did. I was on board with him. He did look like he didn't stop. So I'm just looking here at the tyres. Yeah, so the guys on mediums have to go into the hards. It's pretty much what was called there to start the race. Guys on mediums, if there's a safety car that comes in around this window here, guys on softs can go to mediums to the end. Guys on hards, guys that start the mediums will have to go to hards to the end. So,
however,
let's see how it goes.
Sorry, who was it that started on the hards? Was it Clement?
Clement.
The mediums now.
He didn't box, and to be fair, if I'm on the hards here, I wouldn't pit. If I was on the softer mediums, I would have. But the thing is, if I'm in Clement's situation, I'm banking on another safety car or a VSC or something to happen later on in the race that will bring that advantage. So that he took the gamble going on hard, starting 14th to get track position in case there was an early safety car, which happened. He's gone from 14 to P2.
Tell you what, Bert Mylander in this safety car saved Mason from getting laps. That's all I can say here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
Big Knockout's 3-second penalty. So just on board with Liverpool here. I just want to see what tyre he's going to go on to here. In a way, he's going mediums. He's going mediums, and I think as well, in a way, him missing out earlier on. So wait, the Sims get another drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. That's 2. He has 2 drive-throughs by the looks of it.
You have to serve 2.
Well, it flashed up again about him there. So Liverpool is out of the pits and he's in a net P2 on medium tyres. Clement is now a net P1 but has not stopped on the hard tyres. Simster now again, I don't know if this is extra penalties or not. I'm just going to flick to this here. Hold on one second. Surely it just says drive through. Can you go to race director there and just see if he's been actually given more than one drive
through, but it doesn't say how many, so it just says DT next to his name.
But if no, what I mean, if you got the race director, see, I don't want to do it because then it comes up on. In fairness, people can see. Hold on, instance. So we are flicking down. We're under safety car, so it's not too bad, right? A lot of warnings, a lot of 3-second pens. Drive through. Simster just has the 1 drive through, so it was flat. Oh, but no, he does. No, he has 3 drive throughs. He does. He has a drive through from lap 6. And then he has a drive-through. He has 2 drive-throughs from lap 2 on lap 7, and he can't serve them.
Disqualified for ignoring yellow flag.
It's Mason, right?
For ignoring the yellow flag of safety car.
He could have overtaken someone. I know he's a lap down. Maybe he overtook someone. Because he's right in front of the leader, and he's trying to overtake the safety car. I know it's not him controlling anymore. It's the AI. The AI is now trying to overtake the safety car.
Yes. That's unfortunate.
Right, let's take stock here.
Get let off.
Yeah, just let's take stock here now. Clement is now in an FP1 but does have to stop again. He does not have a penalty. Right, Liverpool is in P2. He is on mediums, which I'm sure he's going to try to get to the end. They will be quite warm by the end of it, with 20 laps lap old tyres. but he, you know, with these laps under safety car, I'm sure he's going to give that a bash. Then you have Guitar Man Can. He has not stopped either. He is also on, I think he started on medium, so I'm just going to flick back. Yeah, he's on 8 lap on medium tyres. He's in P3. He has a 5-second penalty. Specdrive got the jump on Crew there through the pit stops. So they both went to hards. The same with Owen. Folksy went for soft. I don't know why he done that, but he done that because I think he started on soft tyres.
Another safety car.
Maybe he's gone, but he does need. He will need to stop again. That's the only thing. BX Pro is going to try to get those mediums to the end. It is tough to go 20 laps. I think 18 would have been achievable. The extra 2 laps, you know. But you know, we're under safety car here, so that will help out. Right, we're just through disqualified. Simster's been disqualified for receiving, so it's probably with the
too many drive-throughs. Probably. I was trying to figure that out just before you started reading off penalties, etc. You know, with Simster, if he got 3 drive-throughs, would that equate to 9 laps, or would it be 3 laps to do 3? How would that work? Surely it would triple up 3 laps per drive-through, but of course you have to serve the drive-through within 3 laps. So if he hadn't stayed in the race, you know, he might have had to go through the pits 3 laps in a row, and that could have
possibly killed him. I don't think I've ever seen a driver get 3 drive-throughs in one go. Safety car is in this lap. I thought it would be. So we are back on board with the race leader, who's now the de facto safety car. He controls the pace. He controls when we go, and we cannot overtake until we hit the start-finish line. So when is he going to go? So we have the throttle map here. Is he going to go in corner entry? Looks like he's not gone yet. He's gone now on overtake. I think Liverpool actually, he timed that well. So I think Guitar Man got caught out, but I think Liverpool has a really good shot here to take the lead.
Yes, he's going to be a dive bomb if he wants to, though. It's best to just keep out of that one.
Yeah. Clement did leave him some space. Is he going to go for a Vettel Alonso move around the outside here? Let's see how it goes around Curva Grande. He's very close. He's going full overtake. Is he going for it? No. Clement did run deep. He should get the switch back on him.
Very nice.
Wheel on the grass.
Yeah, I think Liverpool fan has just got to be, you know, use his head here. He knows he has, you know,
there is a lot of cars just behind this. There are so many cars from like 4th down. We're going 2 wide. There's end plate flying left, right, and centre. We have cars. I think it's Guitar Man Can is just causing a button. Oh, there's someone out of that Crew.
Yeah, Guitar Man, that was not a very good move.
It was Folksy. Folksy got the severe collision with Crew.
I'm not sure why. I think because Folksy hit Crew as he spun round, so he gets the 5 seconds for that. But Guitar Man, that was, that was not a move that I'm very keen of seeing again.
Right. Okay.
Had Crew with, you know, a good half a car length up his side, and Guitar Man just completely squeezed him onto the wall and onto the grass into the wall.
Right.
When he had a whole track to his right side. So, great restart from Owen from the VSC there as well.
Oh, there's a move going on here. Williams and Red Bull into is that Lemony and the Red Bull. Red Bull just literally pushed them off the track there. The Williams and I think it was Spidey just gave Lemony no space on the exit area and pushed him right onto the gravel. And then you have TKD and Lemony battling teammates into the second chicane here. And I think Lemony holds TKD off. But yeah, Folksy's in the pits. He had to change. He had to get. Who else? Wait, so Crew actually. Hold on a second. Crew's still in the race. I thought he retired. My apologies.
No, he just got wing damage, but that's, I mean, I don't think he'll mind me saying this unless there's a safety car. At this point, I think he may as well. He'd rather be out the race, I think. You know, he's running so well.
He's still in the points. He's still in the points. There's a lot that can happen. Statistic. Owen's dropping. Owen lost 3 places there. This is where all the action. There is there is a battle for the lead too, but there's so much action going on here. DRS is enabled this lap. I think Liverpool's making a move. He's making a move. We have the move for the lead here now. Clement just dipped back in to try to get a bit of toe there, but we're all good. It moved on. There's going to be action. Oh, is that Owen? Oh, here we go. So TKD making a move on Owen. Owen's dropping. I don't know if Owen has a bit of damage, but he's moving backwards at the moment in this race. There we go. So I think Guitar Man kind of still the cork in the bottle here. He has everybody. He has Spidey right up his gearbox. Let's see how this goes here. Right, Guitar Man, he didn't have a great run out of Lesmo 2, and Spidey with DRS now is going to make an easy move down the outside into Ascari. Guitar Man, he didn't give up the position. The Ferrari now has a great run out of Ascari on him. So this, what I'd be thinking here about Sadistic though is not making the move until you cross the DRS line, because you don't want to overtake him here and then give him the DRS for him to repass you back into one.
Exactly that.
So I'm just staying on board with Sadistic. This is probably the closest battle. There is a few cars behind. TKD be under pressure from Owen as well, but we'll flick between the two of these guys. Okay, Sadistic has the move done. That's all great angle here. We can see back. We can see the Williams, TKD and Owen battling there. I think TKD ran a bit deep. But Owen's still there. Are we going to get a move now? I'm going to jump on board with Owen on board, see if he makes a move around Curva Grande into the second chicane here. I don't think he's close enough for that to happen. Controller disconnected. We'll get that plugged in. Here we go. TKD is right up Guitar Man's gearbox as well now. We have the run out down the second DRS zone. The penalties are starting to come in thick and fast now as well. So here we go, side by side into the Ascari chicane. Nicely done there, TKD. Nicely done. And then we have Owen now going to be making the run on Guitar Man, and he's already got the move done. So he's already moved it to P8. Now Guitar Man is not going to be giving up on that. 6 Mag is right behind. Oh, Guitar Man went for the move. I wouldn't have been trying that. Now it's opened the door for 6 Mag to make the move on him on the exit, because 6 Mag should have DRS as well. So on a Lemony's up. This is fantastic racing, lads. Absolutely fantastic racing. To some
6 Mag could get a double here.
Oh, Lemony with the switcheroo, but he's outbroke himself and he's hit Owen. He's pretty much pushed Owen out, but 6 Mag now has the move. Wow. 6 Mag got the move on Guitar Man then at the end there as well. So Lemony pulled the old switcheroo there on Guitar Man and ends up getting the move on Owen as well. Now I think Owen probably wouldn't be too happy with that one. Guitar Man and 6 Mag battling. 6 Mag had to pull out of that and he's rejoined the track. I think he might even lose a position to Vintage here. So the championship leader's not having a good race, I have to say. He didn't have a good qualifying session, and he's there's a car off in the gravel. It's Guitar Man. Guitar Man has fallen foul to Lesmo 2 in the gravel. He's still racing. I do want to also make a quick point that there's only 2 drivers still racing that do not have a penalty, as Lemony Tang gets under a penalty, and that is PLR Vintage and Clement. And Sadistic too. Sadistic is also another driver that is very good at keeping his nose out of trouble. So right, we go back to 6 Mag. I think that is the closest battle on track. Let's have a look. Will he get the move done?
And Folksy down to the Ascari chicane, side by side, both DRS, both trying to be the last break.
Knockos. They've had a few run-ins in the past. Knockos is spinning and he's in the wall. He's found reverse. Gonna flick back to ALR Vintage. So 6 Mag, we did miss the move from 6 Mag.
Left-hander, but that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, Vintage is trying to go. Is he? No, he's not close enough there. So Lemony and Owen are quite close. Maybe Lemony let him back. Boy, I didn't see, or was it a move on track? There's no Lemony did get the elbows out there with that overtake. I know he was making the move on Guitar Man, but just slightly outbroke himself and kind of pushed Owen out of the way there. But he's in DRS. He looks like he's going to go for another move. Another point to make as well is that Liverpool is not really dropping Clement for P2. He is on a much newer, and a softer tyre, so he's on the mediums and they're much fresher, but he only has a 2-second gap, and technically, even I know Clement still has to pit, but he still does have a net lead in this race at this current moment in time.
I would dare to say that maybe Clement driving the wheels off his car knowing that he's going to go onto the soft, and maybe Liverpool fan trying to nurse them just slightly to make them last.
I'm just going to flick here to
a couple of things.
The leader gap, because I just want to see pit stops. See, even with this, if Clement pits now, he's not, because we're looking at it here, it's going to be at least a 20-second stop, in around 20 seconds, because the cars are going quite fast by the pit, so you do lose a lot of time around here in the pits. So you're looking at P11, P12 in and around that area. So he needs to be pulling out a 20-second gap to jump people, and it's quite tight between, say, Sadistic backwards. So realistically, you don't want to be getting involved in that action. You know what I mean? Because that's just going to be slowing you down. So
yeah, I think that's why Clement just really just try to
TKD with the move on Sadistic. Great move there. Let's go back to the intervals rather than the gap from the lead. So we have another gap. Lemony and Owen is still quite close within the second. Sadistic, and then BX. So we have a bit of a train now. Clement is actually holding up 2 guys behind him. Then obviously Lemony and Owen there.
Going to get TKD down the pit straight. 4 tenths as he gets that DRS open. In the spoiler of his car, yes, he has the slipstream, has the ERS, has the DRS, and he has. Did he manage to pull it off? Find out. First going for a switch back from TKD, and good fighting from the boys here.
It is.
TKD just manages to hold on just for now. Can look like Sadistic. Just going to save everything until they get to the back straight.
That's it.
DRS activation zone there.
We have Lemony and Owen here round the outside of Curva Grande. Lemony, does he make the move stick? He does. Fantastic move there. Oh, Owen did, yes. He's all good, but 6 mag now is right within his DRS zone now.
6 mag, 8 seconds of penalties. I'm going to assume that'd be a 5 and a 3, but it's odd. He's normally, maybe 3 to 6 maximum. He's normally quite good at limiting that. Damage limitation with penalties, but
6 mag is right up the back of Owen. Oh, Owen's after losing it. Owen's lost it. He hasn't hit the wall though. He has not hit. Oh, reversing. If we had ghosting off there, that would have been a massive shunt. Spidey and Clement's in the pits. He's making the move now for Sauce.
Okay.
Right. See how you can get BX Pro with another penalty. So where is he going to come out? Is it in and around that P12 position? In and around. Well, Owen's dropped down, so that would help him.
Yes.
Still.
10 by the looks of it. That's a good place to come out, considering where he could have been, and then he has a little bit of fresh air before hitting the back of Vintage.
We'll just have a look at the leader. So yeah, he's still 20. Yeah, I think just there was a few incidents there. Owen had an incident, and what's his name? Knocko's had the incident as well. Remember, not too long ago. So I think that's helped him, because it was about a 23 second loss, because he was about 3 seconds off the lead, and he's 26 now, so it was about a 23 second stop. So it's good to know what that is. But we have BX Pro about to make a move. Spectre with another penalty, just playing nicely into Liverpool fans' hands here. The likes of BX Pro and Spidey, they're going to be quite tight on tyres at the end of this race. Liverpool fan has a lap pressure, so he's not too bad, but Spectrive, we can definitely say that Spectrive is getting to the end of this race with these hard tyres. TKD as well, Sadistic, Lemony, they're all getting to the end. 6 mag. So it'd be nice to see. Now BX Pro is going for the move here for P2 down the inside, nicely done. Did I keep space? He kind of
Racing, lads. Very nice racing.
he kind of turned in, but it's all good. No harm, no foul. And Spidey's lurking in the distance there. Yes. Now will the two Red Bull drivers work together here to trump this McLaren? Looks like it's going to be a move here by Specdrive. How is it going to go? Pulled out of that. So here we go.
Those are Red Bulls. Looks like Spectre might be holding up Spidey a little bit here, but doesn't want to jeopardise his race too much. Maybe letting him pass on the DRS back straight here as we go down to the stage.
If Spidey's faster, I'd be using Spidey's DRS to pull your, let Spidey pull you around the track and have constant DRS.
I'd also do
just tow each other, so just let each other pass every lap down the main straight, or down every DRS zone. Let him by, constantly running DRS. Happy days.
Spidey gets a great run through the
He does.
There.
He does. Let's be a double overtake, I wonder, by Spidey down into turn 1 here.
I mean, he has plenty of DRS available to do so.
There's a lot of penalties.
DRS as well.
Oh, they both ran wide up in front of Spidey there.
This is Spidey's going to get the double overtake surely here. This will be a great move if he can pull it off. DRS deployed. Yes, he does. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Can he outbreak? Can he be the pass? Yes, he can. All the Red Bull drivers side by side. This is a Ricardo Verstappen kind of moment.
Clement's now flying. We've heard of commentator's curse, but have we ever heard of commentator predicting the future there? Spidey, double overtake. Thanks for keeping my word, you know what I mean? So fair play. There is that lap car, that knockout's getting lapped there by the looks of it. There's a Haas, I think. So let's take stock here. So BX Pro and Spectre are still fighting there. Hopefully Spidey can pull Specdrive around and help his teammate out here. Knockouts is getting involved in this action. I know he'd be on fresh tyres and be flying. Oh, we nearly lost it. So where else? Specdrive, Six Mag and Clement is quite a close battle emerging here. Clement on these brand new softs flying. So he's going to be looking to take.
On this pit straight looks like it's possible. Save your RS to get on the pit straight.
Doesn't have a lot now. He doesn't have a lot. We still have a bit of a gap with Spidey. Oh, Spidey's now going to be catching Liverpool. He's already made a move in Parabolica. But I think he has DRS. He has DRS. No, the line is just before the Parabolica. If you look at the map there, see the green circle just beside the number 3 on the map. That's your DRS activation zone.
I couldn't tell if he was
not your activation zone
or just a couple of hundreds behind. That was close.
If you're within a second at that green circle, you get DRS, and then there's another one at between Lesmo 1 and 2 that gets you your DRS down the other straight. So let's see what we have here. Gaps are starting to form here. We have a bit of a DRS. I think BX Pro is the closest with Specdrive for at the moment P3, and Spidey is catching Liverpool.
6-lap sprint here to try and gain ground. I mean, by the look of it, a win may not be possible, but a podium is definitely in the reach due to penalties. So
just going to go through the penalties here. Alright, so we have Liverpool fan leading the race with 3 seconds. We have Spidey in second catching the leader with 6 seconds. We have Specdrive in P3 with 9 seconds. We have BX Pro winning his DRS zone with 15 seconds. We have TKD man in P8 with 6 seconds. We have Sadistic now with no penalties, and he's definitely he's nearly winning a shout there of a podium position if he's able to keep the pace going. Then you have Lemony with 17 seconds. So Lemony is keeping that going with getting the most penalties per race. Clement, as usual, no penalties. So Clement flying, he should be in with the penalties, in with a shout of a podium as well. 6 Mag with 11 seconds and P9. ALR Vintage with none. Owen with 6, Folksy with 12, Crew with 9, Guitar Man with 3, Monster with 6, and Knockos with 9. So I'm just going to jump on board with Clement because Clement is flying, and
he's made 1.2 seconds in this last lap on that Lemony.
Yeah.
so he's got very good pace.
I think as well Lemony will know that this is a losing battle just in terms of tyres, and I think he won't fight it too much. We're just on board now with Clement. Yeah, Crew got the fastest lap there. Biggs Pro with another penalty that moves him up to 18 seconds, so he's now overtaken Lemony for most seconds of penalties. So we'll go back to our tyres. Let's have a look at tyre management now. So Clement will get to the end of the race, Crew will get to the end of the race, Guitarman will get to the end of the race on softs. The guys on hards will. The question mark is Liverpool, Spidey and BX Pro. Can they get these tyres to go 20-21 laps to the end of this Grand Prix? That's why we're here, that's why we're watching it. BX Pro is still right behind Spec Drive. Spec Drive has a little bit more airs, so he is managing the gap between them. Spec Drive does have less time. Oh, yellow sector 2, that is a Red Bull. By the looks of it, is it a Red Bull? I don't think it was actually, sorry, it looked like a blue car, but it's now gone.
It might have been as the Alpha Tauri with Monster, I believe.
Right.
Just about to get the lap.
Right, okay. So him and Knuckles having a little...
Quite possible.
No. Yes. They're only 2 seconds apart here, so yeah, I think Liverpool just lapped Monster there. Liverpool with another penalty. I think he's still safe. He's still in that P1 on track. Yeah. Yellow flag sector 3. Knuckles is out. Oh wow! I just seen his car mount the tyre barrier. So this is a safety car. This is not what some drivers wanted. Not really what Clement wanted.
The softs and probably get out in front of Clement.
Well, this is the thing with Clement. Clement's been flying. Does Clement stay out and get track position? Spidey got another penalty there, 5 seconds on it for for speeding in the pit lane.
I assume he'll be possibly retiring with that speed as well. Oh no, if he is retiring, he's just jeopardised Spectre's pit stop.
Oh no!
Oh, they double stacked. That's not good for the Red Bull team.
No.
Oy, oy, oy.
They did have a bit of a gap back to. So I don't think. I think Spectre just
as well.
That's the unfortunate thing with Clement's strategy there now, that the softs didn't really work out from because of that safety car. Spectribe only really lost one position because of the double stack. So it wasn't too bad. He only lost out to BX Pro, who was right behind him, and BX Pro has a lot of penalties.
So he knows off the restart for the last possibly 1 or 2 green flying laps. All he has to do is stick within 6 seconds of Liverpool fan on the soft tyres.
Yes, so that is true. That is true. We'll have a look at the penalties here.
In Clement's hands now.
So it does work out.
And Sadistic as well. Sadistic could get P2.
Yeah, these two could be fighting for the race win here, because here, well, Spider-Man, BX Pro, they have nearly 20, they have 30 seconds worth of penalties between them. Specdrive, TKD, and Liverpool all have at least 6 seconds. These two guys had none.
This could be the battle for the win between these two.
Yeah, and we probably will get maybe 2 to 3 laps of green flag racing. So Six Magden is also bringing himself into getting some good points just behind them. He has 6 seconds worth of pens.
Since we've seen a Mercedes and Ferrari battle it out for the win, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I've missed it.
Yeah, and now this time in equal cars, which would be good, because obviously we race with equal cars. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Late safety cars, I always feel for the say the leader, or feel for the person that kind of is controlling this race. Liverpool has been pole position, leading the race, led every lap. It brings drivers like Crew back in that had incidents earlier, Folksy, Monster. They all have opportunities now to move forward.
I mean, Vintage, I know he's about down in 10th, but he could, get top 5 here easily with no penalties.
Exactly.
So, and he was a good, 30 seconds behind the leader, I think, before the safety car. So it really does bring everyone into contention.
Yeah, it's a weird one with Clement, because the safety car, in terms of if no driver had a penalty, it didn't really work out for him, because he wasn't able to then use that tyre advantage. Now everyone's on the same tyre, but because all these guys in front of him now have massive penalties, he doesn't actually have to overtake them. As you say, he just has to stay 6 seconds. He just has to stay within 6 seconds of the guy in first, and he wins the race. That's all he needs to do. And we are on lap 25, so we will only get 2 laps. So there'll be no DRS like there was in our race last week. Wasn't there a race last week that we came back? I think it might have been Spa or something. Was it Spa last week? Potentially, I'm not sure.
Spa, I'm not sure if it was Monday's Spa or last week.
I think it was, I mean Tier 2's race. Was Tier 2 Spa last week? Because it wasn't in the wet, because obviously air race ended in the wet there in Tier 1. But we had a DRS. Oh, anyways, or it could be something I'm completely making up. But yeah, here we go. Hopefully it comes in this lap. And to give the guys 2 laps of racing. Everybody back to Folksy is caught up to the train. Guitar Man and Monster are 30 seconds behind the pack. Safety car is in this lap, thankfully. So Liverpool now. The likes of Spidey. So is Spidey the only reserve up in the top? Monster got a penalty. He is pushing, to be fair. He's not in the train. Trying to catch up. So let's see how this goes. Spidey is right up the back of Liverpool here now. When is he going to go?
This could be an interesting restart.
He's already gone by the looks of it. He's already gone.
Yes, he has. I just hope for the sake of the drivers up top. You know, we know that you're in desperate times, but let's not be silly here.
Yeah, I think Spidey's going to get this move into turn 1. Spidey has a great run. And Spec Drive has a run on BX Pro 2.
Yes.
Oh, the Ferrari! Oh, wow! How's this going? That was Spec Drive hit Liverpool, and Liverpool's in the grass. Oh my! Clement's down to P7. Sadistic has got the jump on Clement. So that is a race winning move. That is for Sadistic. That is race winning. Clement's still in P7. How's this going on with himself? He's going side by side with a Renault 6 Mag. Oh, they're 3 wide now with the Ferrari. Oh no, that was always going to end in disaster. There were 3 wide there. This won't be a safety car. This won't be a safety car. So within the last 2 laps, Lemmy Tang is retired.
The master plan of Mattia Benotto, Liverpool fan, taking out Sadistic's competition for the race. Oh, wow. What happened there? He bumped into the Renault, and the Renault just...
He was on... there's too much going on. We will definitely go over it. It was caught on screen. It was seen. So... yeah, we definitely will look at it. At the moment, I'm just trying to look at these gaps here. So at the moment, Sadistic P1, TKD P2, Liverpool fan P3, Spectre P4. Well, Spidey's now retiring, so Spidey's getting out of the way. Fair play, as he always does. Great job, Spidey. So we have moves. We have Spectre and 6 Mag going side by side into turn 1. How's this going to stick? 6 Mag does leave the space. All the time you have to leave the space. And now they're running side by side out of the chicane. Going side by side around Quiver Grande. How's this going to go? 6 Mag has the inside, which will then turn into the outside for the next corner. Oh, they're bumping and banging. I think 6 Mag kept the position. It's all kicking off here now.
Recovery drive here.
Yeah, and Spec Drive. Oh, they're side by side. Spec Drive kept the nose in. This is great racing, lads. This is great racing.
From behind as well. Yeah, he wants a sniff of this.
He does, because he needs to finish. Oh, he needs to finish ahead of 6 Mag. That's what he's doing. What a run! What a run! This is the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. This is. How's this going to go? We're going to jump on board with 6 Mag. See how this goes. Spectre, yeah.
I thought he was going to go for it.
Oh, was that someone going for a move on Crew? I thought someone was. Is that Folksy behind Crew? Looks like it, maybe. Oh, they're going side by side here behind Owen and Folksy. I think Folksy got held up by. Is Owen making a move on Crew too? Owen just have to make 2 positions. We're even missed the lead. We've have to missing the lead because there was so much battling going on here. They're coming across the line. Oh my God, how's it going? There we go. There we go. Wow.
6 Mag P5, great recovery. Vintage on the podium, just like we said.
Yes.
He managed to get that podium. Well
done,
Vintage.
He did. Cracking stuff. Cracking stuff. What an end to this Grand Prix. What an end. Sadistic there. With again, it just goes to show. Keep yourself nice and clean. Don't get penalty. Late safety cars bunches up the pack, and all you got to do is just finish the race and stay within that time delta. There you go, TKD man. If you want to get the podium in there, unbelievable stuff, unbelievable, fantastic racing. I know some people are not going to be happy with certain things. We get that. It's frustrating. It happens. Report it. We'll have a look. Please don't refrain. Please refrain from having a go with each other. Just report it. We'll have a look at it. No need for back and forths. But Ferrari 1-2. Ferrari 1-2. I'm sure Liverpool fan is not too happy with that. Now, the knock from Spec Drive, it was very, very slight. We were on board. We did catch an awful lot of the action towards the end. Yeah. But unfortunately as well, like, you know, he actually, Vintage was only a tenth of a second away from getting P2 with no penalties.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah, and Clement unfortunately then finished P13. Fastest lap goes to Crew Steamers and so he actually finished P7 and gets 3 points. So he didn't lose too much time to Six Mag. And then obviously, in fairness, it just turned out and worked out in favour for Six Mag, because you know where he started 16th there. You can see as well TKD from 19th to 4th. These guys here, 3rd, 4th and 5th, fantastic stuff. And that's just that late safety car. Wow. Incredible.
Vintage, it would be one of the three. Fellas,
how's it going? Who's here? Who's in the party? Liverpool, who else?
Both the Ferrari boys.
Sadistic. So the Grazie Ragazzi, the Tifosi are here. I'm sure we'll start with the race winner. Well, I suppose we'll start with the race winner first. Sadistic, I'm sure you weren't, a bit 5 laps ago you were not expecting to be winning this Grand Prix, but you're here, you won the race. And actually you're P4 in the championship going into this race, so this really catapults yourself and Liverpool fan up into this championship as well, especially with Six Mag not having the best of weekends. So what do you think anyways? Race win?
I mean, I'm happy about it. I was looking for a podium before the safety car, and I think I could have got the podium.
Yeah.
Obviously the safety car did help, especially with not having any penalties. So.
Yeah. We think we mentioned that because you had no penalties. The guys all had and we had a feeling Spidey was going to retire as well, and then the lads had 15.
Clement didn't have penalties.
He didn't.
As soon as the safety car came out, I was like, this is between me and Clement.
Yeah.
And I just managed to get him on the straight, and then I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared somewhere.
Well, I'd seen it. It was caught on stream. So him, Six Mag, and another car. Well, him and Six Mag were too wide going through the second chicane, just after Cover Grande, and he was on the left-hand side. Six Mag was in the middle, and then there was a car that was slower in front of them, and they basically were 3 wide, and the road is quite narrow. It was like, it looked like a racing incident. Didn't look like anyone done anything specifically to cause an accident. It just looked unfortunate.
I had a lot of it coming together with Spec Drive on turn 3 on the restart.
Right.
But apart from that, it was okay.
Yeah. The last few laps was just mental. The last few laps was crazy. Like, we didn't even see across the line because behind you was kicking off. Owen made 2 moves from... Owen made 2 moves from Ascari into Parabolica on Folksy and Crew, I think it was. It was crazy. Great stuff. But congratulations on the win. I think that will move...
I was hoping to push at the end because I needed to keep Bruce in contention for the 2nd place as well.
Yeah.
So he could jump TKD, man.
Yeah.
So I was pushing a little bit at the end just to keep him up there as well. But
and ALR Vintage ended up being the guy that finished 3rd, and he was only 1/10 of a second behind Liverpool on penalties. So you actually helping him there, got you P2. So I got him P2. So great drive statistic. I think you might now be in P2 of the championship. We'll have a look at it all afterwards.
Not bad considering I couldn't race last week. So.
Yeah, it is great stuff. We'll move on to Bruce there. Bruce, pole position. He pretty much led every lap of the race. Last minute safety cars, especially if you have time penalties, last minute safety car, it's very difficult. And these guys here that have no penalties are generally the ones that gain that advantage. So how are you feeling? I know you had a bit of contact there with
it's a repeat of last week, isn't it? The safety car just killed me.
That's what I was saying. I think I mentioned that there was a safety car last week, last 2 laps, no DRS, so it was very similar to last week's race in that sense. And were you leading that race as well, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I led about 90% of that race and all.
There you go. We just need. There was the moral of the story. Corner cutting penalties. You know.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
It is.
Don't
it is.
cut the corner and you'll be fine, Bruce. I keep telling you. You don't listen.
I don't know what it is with Monza, but I always pick up an early penalty.
I mean, I'm the no penalty king. I will teach you if you pay me.
Fantastic stuff, though. And as well, I think you were in P3. Crew was behind you in the championship. I think Crew drops to 4th, but because Sadistic won, you're closer to the lead of the championship, but you didn't gain any positions. But I suppose the two Ferrari guys here now are having a real good run now. Hopefully team orders don't come into it towards the end of the season and both of you are able to fight for the championship.
Team orders won't come in.
We need 6, Mac, to have a few more pole races.
This thing, you have 3 races left. You have 3 races left, and there's 43 points. Actually, there's a maximum of 46 points in a race. If you get pole position, win the race, and fastest lap, that's 46 points.
How much is it for second place?
It's 32.
So I got 35 out of today.
You didn't get fastest lap. Crew got fastest lap, so you got 32.
I got pole position.
Oh, you got yes. My apologies. Yeah, you got 35 today. You got 35 today.
You're 5 points ahead of me going into this race as well.
So you should be level on points then.
Level.
But I think Sadistic gets it on race wins. I think because Bruce hasn't at the moment. But anyway,
I'm just happy I've got Bruce as a teammate this season, and it's about constructors for us really. So
yeah, fair play. And here, Assassin's running away with tier 1. So I don't know what it is, but the champions seem to always be in the same car. I don't know, like Alfa Romeo last season was it? Oh, no, sorry, it was McLaren last year it's McLaren last year on all 3 tiers. Ferrari this year. The year before was Alfa Romeo, or the season before. So it's crazy how that works out, and it's all done at random. So it makes it even stranger that happens. But yeah, fantastic drive, lads. Great racing, quality, action packed. Really, really good. Fair play. And so we'll just move to ALR Vintage. Again, I think ALR, you're probably shocked more than anybody else that you nearly got P2 in this race. I know you were in and around P10 for a good chunk of the race, and
I crossed the line P10. Saw myself shot up to P3
and nearly P2.
Yeah, my jaw hit the floor.
Yeah.
I would have wet myself.
I'm sorry to rain on the parade, but Crew is still P2 in the championship.
Is he? Okay, but it's close. I say it's very close between the 3 of them.
It's very close.
Yeah, so it's great that the top 4 have actually all gotten closer together, and we have 3 races to go. It's going to be fantastic. Watch tier 2, boys. Watch tier 2. Great stuff. But yeah, Vintage. So yeah, you were P10 crossing the line, and you finished P3 with penalties. Fantastic.
So, yeah, like I said, that late safety car fell perfectly for me.
Yeah.
I was I was far enough away from my teammate where, even though we're double stacked, it didn't halt me up.
Yeah.
So I was straight in, straight out. The safety car restart, and I had Crew behind us. I think I had 6 mags behind us. I thought I'd just let these guys go past. I know I haven't got the pace. And
they penalties. You only have 2 laps. They're not gonna pull out 9 seconds on you in 2 laps. Let them go. Exactly. Yeah.
I've got no penalties. I thought if I can get an extra, maybe P6, P7, happy days. Great points for me in this division.
Yeah.
And but I had all right pace on the hards, I felt, and capitalised. It's them late safety cars, like you say, some benefit from them, some.
Yeah. It's just a pity for me now. It's a pity when the safety car was caused by a lapped car, and it's unfortunate when that sort of stuff happens. It was knockouts, yeah. He was on top of the tyre barrier.
I think that guy was on drugs tonight.
Who?
Big knockoff. He crashed into the back of me like 3 times.
Oh man, turn 1 as well. I'm sure. I
honestly don't think his car had a brake.
There was a few. I think I actually said that. At the start of the race. I think I said Knockouts forgot where his brake pedal was. I think was that exact quote I said. But I think Lemony had another moment as well with someone. But yeah, there was, I have to say there was great racing up and down the field, and I know there was an incident with Folksy Crew and the new guy after one of the restarts earlier on in the race, and I think it was after the first safety car, and so that looked a bit dodgy. But here, yeah, it happens. There was some great racing, and you know, fair play to you lads, be proud of yourselves. What I was going to say, we do have some news. Just I know a lot of you already know here, but just if there's any viewers out there, we have a Asia Oceania tier that will be joining us from next season. So we're truly going global. We have next year we'll have a PLR America, we'll have a PLR Europe, and a PLR Asia Oceania that will be racing next year. We're also potentially working on other projects that could move us to the stratosphere, that could move us to one of the top leagues around. I don't want to say much more than that. It's been worked on. There's some conversations going. Yeah, so this is the place to race. This is the place where all the action's going down. So we will post that information as it comes. But we are going to have a third region joining us next season. With CRL, who are an Australian league, joining us next season. So yeah, great news, great information coming along. It just shows how much PLR is growing and what the future can potentially hold. So I appreciate all the drivers that have raced before, that are no longer with us, the drivers that are still here now putting on a show like today, and everyone behind the scenes that they're putting an awful lot of work. You know, that it's not just one person here. So well done, lads. We move on to tier 3 on Friday. Sorry?
I start working on it. I'm screwed you.
Right. We have F2 tomorrow, same place, same time, and then we have tier 3 on Friday. So there's still a lot of action to go on in our round 9 of our championship, and we still have 3 rounds left after this. So keep an eye on things. We have then tier 1 will be back Monday. So yeah, keep an eye on things. We have a lot of news coming, a lot of work going on in the background. So appreciate it, appreciate watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.